All right. Hello there. Good afternoon, right? Good afternoon, everybody. It is Coach Robin, and I am so excited to share with you today. I'm back talking about some great business strategies. Let's see, in the last 2 days, I have had four coaching sessions. So I know that some of the questions that I got from those that I coached, I thought I would share a little bit of intel with you all. So make sure you grab something to take notes with. Go ahead and tell people that your girl is on. As a matter of fact, I will be right back on after this message. All right, I am back. Thank you again for hanging out with me. This is kind of my lunchtime thing. I just had another great lunch. So I said, well, let me go ahead and go live so I can share the tools with you all that I have been talking about with my coaching students. So a lot of people ask me, Coach Robin, how are you able to stay busy during the pandemic? And really, there's just one answer to that, and that is automation. Because of what I do, I use systems and technology that helps me to stay out there, to keep my brand visible, so that I can be top of mind. And so today I'm going to share a little bit about that, as well as some other things that you can do so that you can attract clients like a magnet. All right. So again, thank you so much. I see you, Sheena. Glad you're on with me today. And I see my Instagram folks. And if you're watching me on YouTube, I appreciate you guys watching me as well. So the other day I shared 10 things or 10 keys that you could do to slay your business. So today I'm talking about how to attract clients like a magnet. Um, One of the best ways that you can attract a client is through volunteering. Number one, just volunteer. Put yourself out there. Don't be worried about, oh my gosh, they're not paying me, and, I'm not going to go work for free, and I'm not a slave and all that kind of stuff. No, being a volunteer, one, is a great thing to do just as a person, to give. The Bible teaches us that we sow, we reap. And so, of course, I always tell you everything I do is biblically based. So I want you all to understand that when you employ the scriptures, you have a right to measure your results. So we're going to activate our faith, and we are going to give so that we can in turn be blessed. Now, we don't just give so that we get something in return. No, we're doing it because we want to be a blessing to people. What you get in return, that's just the benefit. All right. So keep that in mind. So being a volunteer, it is a great way to meet people. It is a great way for people to experience you. I talk about pink spoon marketing all the time. That's why when you go into Baskin Robbins, 33 flavors, one of the things they do is they offer you the ability to taste other ice cream flavors. You didn't come in here for these other ice cream flavors, but if you want to taste them, we've got a little pink spoon that you can. And so it's the same concept. Volunteer, share your gifts, be a blessing, and then that way you may meet people that might need what you need. And who knows, you may meet someone that could be a blessing to you, from a growth perspective, from a coaching perspective, even from a lifestyle perspective. They may teach you some things you had no idea that you needed to be taught. All right. So I'm not saying, because some people say, oh, that sounds so opportunistic. No, you're in business. So don't let people use that word on you. I've had it used on me, and I don't care. I let it bounce right off of me. People are like, oh, she's opportunistic. No, I'm running a business. And so I am always top of mind thinking about building my business, building my brand. Coca-Cola doesn't put commercials out there, and they don't, without including a call to action to go try the product, right? So I'm very sensitive to that as well. When I'm being a blessing, or when I'm, having an opportunity, I want to make sure that I'm always looking to see if there's a way that God is using this as an opportunity or a vessel to be a blessing back to me, because we all know that just because you've sown in one place, that doesn't mean that's where the harvest is coming. The harvest can come from anywhere. All right. Number 2 is ask for referrals, recommendations, or the just the opportunity for people to share with others about what you do. So ask for referrals or recommendations. I say this all the time when I finish a project. Hey, enjoyed working with you. Is there anyone else that you know that might benefit from the services that I offer? Or, and if they say no, then I'll say, well, would you mind giving me a recommendation, a testimonial? Would you just send me an email that states you enjoyed working with me and what you enjoyed? There's some people that'll say to me, well, you write it up and then send it to me and I'll edit it. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Don't get all in your feelings if they won't take the time to, sit down and write out, their feelings. People are busy. So, and sometimes words like that aren't easy for people. So you just guide them. I've worked with a lot of pastors that I've had to write things for. So don't, again, let that frazzle you. So 2 things: ask for a referral and ask for a recommendation. Easy. So number 1 was volunteer. Number 2, ask for referrals or recommendations. Talking about how to attract clients like a lead magnet. I'm telling you, I probably get 30% of my business as a result of referrals and recommendations. So it works. Number 3 is work towards expert status. Work towards expert status. You want to be known as the go-to person for whatever it is you do. I know a lot of you are like, oh, I'm really good at a lot of things. No, I want you to niche down. I want you to drill down. I want you to focus on one thing and master it. Become known for that. And then once you're really, really, really known for that, then you can work on other things. As a church consultant, I focus solely just on working with churches, doing marketing, doing PR, doing events. Then I started coaching about 9 years after I built that business. I'm not saying you have to wait 9 years, but whatever your timeline is, make sure that people see you as an expert in what it is you want to be known for first. All right? I'm telling you, people will say, oh, well, they might, not think of me for other opportunities. Own this one thing. And you'll see those very people, they'll come back to you and say, listen, you did such a great job with this. Could you by chance help me with this over here? I've had that happen. I really started doing church hospitality because I love etiquette and decorum, and, I love events. Well, I had no idea that somebody was going to see me serving in that space and then ask me to do professional hosting, meaning taking care of VIPs and special guests. That wasn't what I set out to do as a church consultant, but that's one of the services I offer now because someone saw me owning my niche of, church hospitality and consulting. So don't be afraid, trust God. You got to trust the process. Everybody type that, trust the process. All right. Let me see how y'all doing over here on Instagram. I see you. Good stuff. So, I knew as soon as I touched that camera, I was going to mess up. Sorry about that, you guys. Let me get you straight. Okay. Number 4 is, this one is going to hit heavy. Set rates that reflect your resume. Oh, I know you didn't want to hear that one. Set rates that reflect your resume. Be honest with yourself. I know you're wonderful. I know you are God's greatest gift. But if you don't have the resume to back that up, then you're never going to get hired so that you can get a resume to back that up. So I want you to set your rates to reflect your resume. If you're just getting started, that's why I say volunteer for free. if you're just getting started, let me tell you this story. My first speaking opportunity, where it was a professional opportunity, I didn't even ask for. The person called me and said, we'd like to send our leaders. We have 3 leaders. They were assistants. We'd like to send 3 assistants to you to work with you. We really enjoyed working with you, and we worked with you to bring in, this special guest. Our pastor liked your processes. And so I didn't have, an office where people could come and work with me. But what I did, I said, I'll come to you. I'd never done anything like that before, but that goes back to my other point. Trust the process. So when God brought that opportunity to me, I didn't say, no, I'm not going to do it. I said, okay, God, you got to talk me through how to do it. And so right then and there, he gave it to me for me to say to them, I will come to you. So then, of course, one of the next questions was, how much will you charge? Well, I didn't know how much to charge, but listen to this. I knew to charge. Type that in the comment box. I knew to charge. A lot of church folk get all up in air and antsy when, faith-based people talk about charging. This is my livelihood. And particularly when I was just getting started, I didn't have much. I didn't have the savings that I have now. I didn't have the assets that I have now. So I knew I had to be very serious and business-minded about everything that I did. Now, I still sold and I volunteered, but I knew that because I had done all that God was going to honor my seed. And so when that pastor said to me, what will you charge? My answer was, however you want to bless me. That was my answer. So I didn't quote a price, but it let them know that I understood, that a workman was worthy of her hire. So see, y'all want to pick and play with the scriptures. Yeah, but that's a scripture. So I don't have any problem in charging, whether it be faith-based folks or corporate folks, or government folks, for what it is I do, and you shouldn't either. All right. So long story short, went and did the teaching, and the pastor made a joke and said, well, because I was going to have to drive over an hour, and the pastor made a joke and said, well, I'll make sure we give you your gas money. I said, no problem. Went, did the workshop, and they gave me a check, and I thought I would probably get about $100, and it was 7 times that. It was $700. Now just think if I had said, oh, you don't have to pay me anything. This is just what I want to do. And, I want to be a blessing and, da. No, I had a mortgage to pay. I couldn't afford that. So I sowed in other areas. And so that was part of my harvest. So don't miss your harvest because you're uncomfortable talking about money. See, I know a lot of y'all don't like this, but I don't care. I am here to help you to understand when you are a business, you have to operate like a business. I said this on yesterday. Handle the business of being a business. When you go through setting up a business bank account, registering your business with the state, getting your tax ID number, all of that, you're in business. And so people will treat you as a business, but don't mess yourself up when it comes to charging. So your rate should reflect your resume. That's why I didn't say, oh, well, you can pay me, $3,000. Now I gladly have a price that I share and I work that out with pastors. As a matter of fact, I have a note here on my desk just to prove my point that I have a pastor that I shared my rate with and they couldn't pay it. And so they wanted me to do like 3 or 4 sessions. And so when we worked out what their budget was, I said, okay, I'll do 2 sessions and this is what I'll do. Now, I didn't walk away from the opportunity because they couldn't pay me. No, I understand sowing and reaping. And so in that case, I've got other clients that have been very, generous and they paid me very well. And so I'm not operating from a place of lack. And you never want to do that. I'll have to teach on that another date. But I am able to be sensitive to the word of the Lord for me in this season. And so I understand that this is my year of restoration. I thank God for my pastor. He spoke that and declared it, and I owned it immediately. This is the year of restoration for me. And so everything that I lost in 2020 or didn't receive or that was put on delay, it is now being released and it is coming forth. All right. So I receive it, and it might come forth in a discounted event. It's okay. So I'm willing to go and teach. I'll teach full throttle. I mean, I'll give them my all. And I'm telling you, it never ceases to amaze me how God will honor me in doing that. All right. So set rates that reflect your resume, but of course, being sensitive to the Holy Spirit. Now, as you build, some people will say, well, I have a master's degree and, I've got all this experience. And just because people don't know me as a speaker doesn't mean I shouldn't be paid the same as XYZ. Listen, you need to be realistic. If that's not what you're known for, that's not what you're known for. I am not known to be a baker. Can I bake a cake? Yes, I can bake a cake. Can I bake a cake and charge $50 for it? No, people don't know me as a baker. Now, if I baked a cake and charged $50, people may think, okay, Robin's really got something going on over there and we need to check it out, because they know my reputation. But I've taken years to build to that. So if you're just getting started, that's just not how you're going to grow healthy. Now, you may say, I'm not for all of that. I am going to charge what I think I am worth. I read all the signs. Know your worth, know your worth. Okay. Well, if you're just getting started and you want to go ahead and charge full rate, then prepare to sit tight. I'm sure after some time, somebody may come along that is willing to pay you that. Think about all those opportunities that you missed, that you could have grown, that you could have had some experience, that you could have had some exposure. Think about all of that because you were so insisting on waiting until somebody that could pay you up at this level. Even last year with the pandemic, I shifted my training rates because I wanted to be a blessing to those churches that maybe couldn't afford my regular rates. Well, it was a pandemic. None of us were going anywhere. I wasn't on any planes, not at the beginning. I was sitting here just twiddling my thumbs. So I said, okay, instead of charging, my regular rate, I did $300 an hour. And sure enough, I had churches that I'd never met before, but they had followed me on social media and they said, we weren't in a place where we could bring you in anyway. That's okay. But we need some help with this. And so I worked with them for that hour and I did that. A couple of the clients continued, to use me as they were getting, their virtual services kicked off. So be open as it relates to making sure that your rates reflect your resume. All right, good. Hey, Krishan, she said this is amazing info. Hey there, Lady Marla, love you. She said, yes, this is the year of restoration. Hey there, Pastor Pauline, glad to see you on as well. I see you guys. Thank you. I see you guys too over on Instagram. Number 5 is join trade organizations. I cannot stress this enough. One of the ways that I was able to cross over, even as a faith-based business, and to attract some corporate business was through trade organizations. It is so key, so important that people, if that's your desire, that you expose yourself to people that you normally wouldn't be exposed to. Hold on, y'all got to get some water. All right, sorry about that. So trade organizations are really key. And I'm not saying just sign up for membership, but go to the conferences. I do church conferences all the time and I love them. And I learn a lot of things about church, but I don't learn a lot of things about business. I don't learn a lot of things about, what I'm teaching you even on today. So go to those trade organizations. You'll learn about how to get insurance as an entrepreneur. You'll learn about, how to network properly. They don't really teach you that in church, how to network. They'll teach you just kind of the business side of being successful in your respective genre. Okay. And then let's keep going. Turn my notes here. Number 6, attend trade shows. I used to attend trade shows the home shows and all that kind of stuff all the time, having no idea that as I built my own business, that trade shows would be so important. People that attend trade shows, the customers, the businesses that are there, they're there for you. And so when you go to a trade show, you should take advantage of the workshops, of the one-on-one meetings, of the meals, luncheons. I've been invited to dinners, to luncheons. I've gotten goodie bags. I have a guest room, that's that door behind me here, that has a whole corner filled with goodie bag stuff that I've gotten from, trade shows and being a special guest as a part of a fam tour. Who knows what a fam tour is? Type that in the comments for me if you know what a fam tour is. Yep, if you know what a fam tour is. Yep, a fam tour is a familiarization tour. A lot of, in my industry of doing meetings and events, hotels will bring you in, or cities even will bring you in so that you can become familiarized with their venues, with their cities, so that you then can plan on bringing events there. So I've gotten, fam tours. I've done some amazing travel all for free because I have met some people through trade shows. All right, so don't sleep on trade shows. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at number 7 is attend workshops. Number 7, attend workshops. Again, I am a continuous learner, so I love attending workshops. But to stay on top of your industry, you need to make sure that you attend workshops. You can network, you can meet people that need your services. Same thing with trade shows. I forgot to say that. I've gotten some great clients from attending trade shows, because the people at the trade shows, they want what you sell. Well, also some of the other attendees may want what you sell. So same thing. But attending workshops is a great way to network. It's a great way. I raise my hand all the time. They ask questions. I share my expertise. Yes, even as a student. Now, I don't take over the class, so you don't take over the class. Be very, sensitive to that. But I do participate, and I've had people come up to me and say, hey, a lot of them haven't seen little brown round girls like me. And so they're like, oh, I'd like to be able to, maybe use you for something within my organization, because they want some diversity. So attending workshops, when we go to these conferences and things, don't sleep through the sessions, through the educational sessions. Go to the sessions and the workshops so that you can meet people and learn. All right. And then lastly is obtain a coach that can help you to network and to figure out how to pitch yourself. That I had a call this morning even with one of my they haven't hired me, but I had a call this morning. It was a coaching call, kind of more of a consultation call, and they wanted to know about what it is that I thought they needed to do to kind of get themselves out there. And so I have this training, 21 days to go from anonymous to A-list, and it walks you through how you can build your presence on social media, how you can network, and then, of course, how to even pitch yourself. So that is a great training. And if you're interested in it, of course, it's over on my website, thewareagency.com. So don't be afraid of asking for help. As a coach, I've been doing this, I don't know however many years now, going on 16 years or something like that. And I've learned a lot. And there are a lot of mistakes I've made that I can help you to avoid, because I've already proven they don't work, right? So your coach is there to help you. Well, one of the ways that I help those that are, wanting to build a business is through P3. P3 is my mastermind retreat. So excited about it. It stands for Pray, Plan, and Prosper. And it is every Monday in March. It is, it's an intensive, meaning we'll have a session every Monday night for 1 hour, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then you're going to be given homework so that you can implement what it is I've taught. And each week builds on the previous week. Now, if you miss a week, are you messed up because you missed it? No, you still have time to do the homework so that you can catch yourself up. In fact, the P3 session is Monday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. On that Wednesday, we're going to get together of each week so I can check in with you and make sure you're doing the homework. A lot of you all haven't experienced a level of success that you know you're supposed to have because you lack accountability. Doesn't mean that you don't have the desire. Doesn't mean that you don't have, the brain, right, for it. It just means you need somebody to encourage you and to push you along. And that's okay. That's the job of a coach. I always say that pastors teach you what's in you, what's your DNA, how you were formed and how you were made. But coaches bring out of you what it is that God placed in you that you're supposed to be and to do and contribute to the world. So I'm that coach. So on that Wednesday, following the Monday, we will touch bases and see how you're doing on your homework and if you need help. Now, don't panic. The homework isn't difficult. Anytime you go to a conference and they give you, information, typically you go home and you just kind of set it down. Well, this is going to be homework that you're going to be able to use well beyond after P3. So I want to make sure that it's just not something you learn and take home and set down, right? So P3, pray, plan, and prosper. You can go to my website, of course, thewareagency.com, so that you can register. Register early. Registration is only $300. There are 5 Mondays in March, as well as we will be having those bonus sessions on Wednesdays so that I can see what you're doing. Yep, I am going to be looking at your homework. I am going to be judging your homework, and I'm going to point you in the right direction to make sure that what you're doing is well worth your time. All right, so P3, I'm putting it up on the screen for those of you hanging out with me over on Facebook. You can go to my website and register. I'm so super excited. I've got tremendous testimonials and success stories from people. This is year 5 that people have been attending P3. I believe that everything we do should be biblically based, I just don't pull pie from the sky. I pull it from the Word of God. And so that's why pray is the first P in P3. We are going to pray so that we can hear what the Lord has in store for us. And then we'll, get our plans together. And then I'm going to teach you how to prosper, meaning how to monetize what it is that God taught you. Maybe you want to be a speaker. Maybe you're an artist and you want to take what you do to the next level. Maybe you want to coach. Hey, I'm not intimidated. You can come to P3 and tell me you want to be a coach, and I'll talk you through, how to lay the foundation to get that started. And then, of course, beyond P3, I have a coaching program called the Boss Academy, and we'll talk about that and how that works as well after we complete P3. So got some other classes coming up. I'm so super excited. This is the year of restoration, and so I'm doing some things differently. I traveled a lot, in 2019, did not travel so much in 2020, but God was yet still faithful. And because I've embraced technology, I'm still able to reach and do what I was doing, maybe not to the same level as I was when I was flying the friendly skies. But, until we're able to fly the friendly skies again on a regular basis, I've just transferred some of that online to do it virtually. So listen out for some other, trainings that I'll be doing, but you definitely don't want to miss P3. Pray, plan, and prosper. Go to my website, thewareagency.com, to register. All right. Thank you, guys. Any questions? Let me see if you got any questions. Let me see how my folks are doing over here on Instagram. All right. Good stuff. All right. Thank you, guys. God bless you.